This isn't my first long layoff. I mean, I've had this before, so and I never really gave much thought to ring rust. I mean, I guess it's that it could be a real thing for some people, but I don't believe that it's something that it's nothing that I worry about.
Right. And like you said, you have had periods where you have not fought for a while, and obviously you've fared well almost always in those situations.
Yeah, I think I get to like rejuvenate my spirit a little bit and like kind of, you know what I mean, like refresh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What so could it actually be a positive in a way, in that you see sometimes a lot of fighters are fighting 4 or 5 times a year in some cases, and I would imagine that that could actually wear you down.
100%, especially when you're in like when you're coming up the ranks, it's a little easier to kind of have fight after fight because there's not as many obligations and maybe not as many rounds. But like when you're doing them 5 round fights and like big title fights and on big cards, yeah, it takes a little more energy out of you. And then also you kind of just like you don't have as much time to improve on yourself as a holistic martial artist. You can, you know what I mean?
Right.
When you're in fight camps, you're kind of just focused on winning and that's it.
And you're fighting beast killers, like the best of the best always. Like you don't ever get an easy fight.
Right, right. Well, that's what it's about.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
is there something that the fans might say, "Oh wow, look, Rose added that to her game, where she's certainly improved here." Is there going to be something that people notice that you're better when you get in that octagon?
Yeah, I'm definitely stronger. My timing is really good right now. My reactions, like just um I think overall I'm expecting to have like a sense of freedom going in there, just being able to like move with like I hope it happens, but I'm really looking forward to getting like a flow and just kind of being, yeah, like I guess what people call the flow state.
Yeah. Hey, love. That's a great feeling when that happens.
Yes.
So flyweight. How about going up and not having to make the weight that you have always made, and just the freedom that'll allow you, how it changes fight week, and how it might actually affect your performance inside the octagon.
Yeah, I'm definitely healthier. I didn't really give it much credit when I was doing it because it's like, you're fighters, so you just kind of like,
Yeah.
like pay attention to anything. Like you're just like, attack the goal, right?
Right.
But I did think that like the weight cut started to get a little tougher each time, and like even like the last cut, it was like, my eyes were sunken in, and it was just like, ooh, this is not super healthy. I don't think it like highly affected my performance. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I have no idea, um, but yeah, I'm definitely super like excited to like feel healthy going in there and like actually, eating more and like lifting more, just
Right.
feeling strong. Yeah.
Is it fair to say that this is the new division then, or might you go back down to strawweight?
I highly doubt that I would ever go back down, unless there was a really good reason to. But I mean, unless if I go into this fight and something totally just, is like, oh man, these flyweights are way bigger and
Right.
stronger than I expected. But I highly doubt that because I train with flyweights. I know, I have a good feel for that. I even in my amateur career, I fought at flyweight too. So it's, you know what I mean? Like, unless if it's totally a surprise and a shock to me, I see myself staying here.
So obviously ranked at the top of the division, strawweight not yet ranked because you haven't fought there in flyweight. Is the expectation then that you win this fight and get a title shot next fight? Is that what you would expect?
No, I'm not really like putting any expectations on anything. I'm just kind of like, just hoping and praying for the best performance that I can possibly give, and give glory to God and just, let him do the rest. And if that happens, that would be like a dream come true, but like, not really. Yeah. I think when you put expectations on things, is how you set yourself up for like disappointment. So I just focus on the things I can control, and that's just being the best version of myself.
Have you ever like allowed yourself to think of what and I know you've got your hands full here, but you versus Valentina, I mean, that would be just such a massive fight sometime down the
Yeah.
line. Have you ever thought about that? Just how that would be really be a special and a really important fight, in my opinion.
Of course, yeah. I mean, like she's the I think she's, in my personal opinion, I mean, obviously Amanda Nunes like greatest, right? But like Valentina personally is my favorite, and I think so yeah, that would be like a dream come true, and I think like for fans that would be like a huge dream come
The
true as
striking,
well.
imagine the striking, like
Yeah,
mind blow. That
yeah.
would be amazing.
Yeah, and then just like training with her, I mean, like just the way she trains, it felt like we're like I felt like I was fighting for my life. So it was like, you know what I mean? Like so I could only imagine. So that's you know what I mean? That's the state of mind that like I know forges like forges me in the gold, right? So like so chasing that type of a challenge would be like the ultimate, but obviously she's got her, she's on her path and she needs to do what she's got to do and I got to do what I got to do.
Right,
So, you know what I mean? Like yeah, it's all fun and games to think about, but we got business to handle.
right. Before I let you go,
Yeah.
talk to me about Manon. Obviously, one going to sort of her territory, fighting in enemy territory per se, and someone also that hasn't lost since her first fight. It was 2018 since she last lost a fight. She's obviously won a bunch of fights in the UFC, and she's fought some good opponents, better and better opponents. What's the challenge versus her? What do you have to do to make sure that you actually win the fight?
Yeah, I guess the challenge versus her is like her length and her distance management and possibly possibly her size. I don't really I mean I know that obviously like that's like the obvious challenge is like moving up in weight and stuff like that, but I actually kind of see it also being an advantage in a way to be fighting somebody a little bit taller or close to the same height. So that's kind of just I think it's like the distance is the main thing that once I get my distance and my range and my movement going, that I think it's gonna everything's kind of like fall into place.
The only I just realized as you were talking about is the only bummer about it is maybe then you don't fight Wei Li again if you never go down again. Although maybe she comes up, who knows, right?
Yeah, I think I honestly like I'm very like happy for her that she's doing her thing. I'm
Yeah.
happy that she's the champion. Um if she keeps doing her thing and let's say I'm successful, then that's cool, you know what I mean? But yeah, she would probably have to move up then.